He's a super horse. He had a wonderful season last year, and obviously he's going to take all the beating today.
And in your other life, I mean, you're a very successful businessman, and we've been...
Moment. Barton Bank at 2-1, Adrian Maguire. One man, the 13-8 on favourite, Richard Dunwoody rides. Hermes Harvest, visored, 10-1, Seamus Durack, who's already been in the winner's enclosure today. And Master Boston, the 50-1 outsider, ridden by Willie Dwan.
So in all, to all intents and purposes, a match between the front two in the betting, but the other two, Hermes Harvest and Master Boston, are good horses in their own right. There's Hermes Harvest on the left. His lass, Angela Power, has already won a prize because she got the Best Turned Out award of £50. And this horse representing the combination of Di Williams and Seamus Durack. Seamus can't claim here. He's a £7 claimer, but because of the value of this race and the fact that it's a conditions race, not a handicap, he doesn't draw his allowance. And won really well at market racing last week, but if you put it into context, he raced off a handicap mark of 122. And when you think that Barton Bank, when he ran in the Whitbread last year, competed off 157, you realise just how stiff his task is. Master Boston, the grey, sweated up a bit. That's typical of him. He's having his 13th race at Wetherby, and he has been a good servant to Bob Woodhouse and Mr. Oldham. He won twice here and been second once before, but he didn't really show much on his comeback here a couple of weeks ago, and to all intents and purposes, you'd have to think he was the outsider of the quartet today. But look at the prize money he's won, 37,000. Willie Dwan, who is a sturdy, compact individual, but such a fine jumper when he's going well. He seems to be able to hop off either leg, very quick through the air, very accurate, carrying plenty of condition, but to me he doesn't look any bonnier or burlier than he did when reappearing here last year. 29 runs, 16 wins, and the winner of 13 of his 17 completed steeplechases. He's been a fantastic horse, and Barton Bank, maybe not quite so prolifically successful, but been around longer, overcame a fractured pelvis as a young horse. When you think how many fences he's jumped since then, that says wonders for his constitution and his courage. He seemed to have a problem at one stage of his career for quite a long time, in that he didn't really fiddle or shorten well enough. But there's his career record: 33 runs, 11 wins, £174,000. No wonder his owner Jenny Mould loves him to death. And
away they jump with Barton Bank, the first to step away from the tapes, with Hermes Harvest on his inside. 12 months ago, Young Hustler took on Barton Bank, and looks as though Hermes Harvest might take him on here as they make their first turn. They've got a long run till they jump the first fence. They run down the side of the course and then enter the back straight. One man is settled in third place, and Master Boston last of the four, the two greys together at the rear. So about to swing left-handed into the back. A line of 5 fences down there. They jump 18 in all in this Charlie Hall chase, and the two leaders have set off pretty fast. It's Hermes Harvest on the inside of Barton Bank as they approach the first, which is a plain fence, and they're a good 7 or 8 lengths clear of one man and Master Boston. At the first then, and Barton Bank led. Hermes Harvest wasn't too clever there, neither was Master Boston for that matter, in last place. On towards the second. This is an open ditch. Barton Bank certainly attacked the first with a great deal of enthusiasm on this his return, and again over the second. 8 out, about a length from Hermes Harvest. They're clear of one man and Master Boston. Over the water, the third. Barton Bank lands in front again. Hermes Harvest, a recent winner at Market Raisin, driving up his inside. And they continue clear over another plain one. Two leaders, not much to choose between them there. Barton Bank on the left in the green jacket. The light blue, the visored horse, is Hermes Harvest on the near side. And they continue well clear of one man on the inner of Master Boston. Over the last in the back straight, and they all land safely over it once again. Barton Bank wide of Hermes Harvest. Hermes Harvest, who's owned by 93-year-old Barbara Palmer. But she's not watching at home on television, apparently. She's gone off to play bridge today. Hope she's got a video. They're clear. The front two of one man and Master Boston. Into the straight with well over a circuit in front of them then. Barton Bank just about has the lead, but Hermes Harvest keeping his company. No surprises, no mistakes so far. Let's hear the words now from John Frankham down at Newmarket.
Yeah, it might only be 4 runners, Simon, but they've gone a good clip. This Barton Bank, just look, he really propped going into that fence. That's something that he wouldn't have done so far in his career. A touch wood and I hope we're not tempting Providence. This is by far the best I've ever seen him jump. And look at that, he'd have gone and breasted that a couple of years ago. Really does seem to have got the knack of getting over these obstacles. The other two, Mr. Boston and One Man, just getting a little bit closer now, but looks to be really thoroughly enjoying himself, Barton Bank, and set up for a really good racing prospect. Oh, One Man just still tugging at Richard's arms. They've slowed up maybe just slightly, and he's a horse who's not that easy to get right, because he can get there very easily, and then all of a sudden you find yourself in front a long way before you'd like to. And although he's 3 or 4 lengths off him at the moment, just one good jump will take him straight up there. So a lot of people sitting at home thinking, oh, he's an odds-on shot, Richard Dunwoody, all he's got to do is just go out there and get him round. There's a lot more to ride in this horse than that. You can see he's got it within a couple of lengths of those horses. All of a sudden he picks the bridle up, he wants to go and take them on. Fascinating race, and plenty still to come.
Yes, it'll be interesting to see how it unfolds down the back. Barton Bank and Hermes Harvest still going head and head. One Man closing up a bit in 3rd position now. We're told he won't be going for the Gold Cup this year. There'll be other targets for him. Twice a flop at Cheltenham on the big day, remember. Barton Bank looked tremendous beforehand, and as John was saying, has put himself right at some of the obstacles. When he was wrong, he put himself right. He jumped the fence in front of the stand superbly. They head on down towards another open ditch. Barton Bank over first. Hermes Harvest. One Man getting significantly closer now and leaving Master Boston well back in 4th place. A water jump. Barton Bank fluid in front. Hermes Harvest still there on the inside. One Man now breathing down their necks in 3rd. And finally Master Boston. 2 left to take in the back. Hermes Harvest still taking on Barton Bank in front, and jumped that one well. Hermes Harvest, the former hunter chaser, Barton Bank, and then One Man back in 3rd, and Hermes Harvest takes over now, the last in the back straight. Barton Bank could do with a good jump there, and he got one. On the inside, One Man still just stalking the front 2, waiting to pounce as they now leave the back straight behind them. Hermes Harvest driven along. Just wonder if Adrian Maguire might have given Barton Bank a quick breather there down the back straight. He's still going well enough on the outside, but One Man there looms large. The grey horse in 3rd position as they now swing out of the back straight. They've got 4 fences left to take up the home straight. The first is an open ditch, and it's a fence that Barton Bank has had problems with in the past. We'll have to see how he takes it. One Man now creeping up on the outside of Barton Bank. Here we go then, the final open ditch. Barton Bank the inside of One Man. They both absolutely fly it. They've left Hermes Harvest struggling back in 3rd place in their wake. Now the race is on down the straight. 3 fences left to take. Barton Bank on the right. One Man apparently full of running, as so often in the past, on the outside. Landing over that, Barton Bank sprawls slightly. The birch is flying, and this gives One Man the advantage now. Heading down towards the second last. One Man has a handy advantage. Barton Bank, though, he'll keep battling away in 2nd place. He's only got 2 lengths to find. What will One Man find in front? He usually finds a lot first time out, but here's the final fence still to come. One Man beginning to idle, I fancy, in front. Barton Bank rallying on the outside. At the last, Barton Bank clouted it in 2nd. One Man landed just in front. Barton Bank is switched towards the inside. Can One Man hang on? It's a grim battle to the line. One Man by a length and a half to Barton Bank, and One Man holds on, but only just. Barton Bank, a great run again in 2nd. They're well clear of Hermes Harvest and Master Boston in 4th place. Well, One Man had to buckle down, and he delivered for Richard Dunwoody. It began to look a bit desperate going to the final fence. I just wonder how that mistake at the last may just have cost Barton Bank very dear. He's gone down by about a length and a half, I'd say 2 lengths, but One Man wins this Charlie Hall chase for the 2nd year running. Begins his campaign as he started the 1996-97 season.
Performance.
Good performance, 2 good horses. Brought the crowd today, haven't they? 2 good horses. It's a pity one's got to be a loser, but that's what this racing game's about.
Absolutely, Gordon. And we were talking to Mr. Hales beforehand and saying that, I mean, you'll know this better than him because you've had a lot of good horses. Having good horses is great, but it brings pressures of its own. And the last time we saw him, he was a sorry sight at Liverpool.
Exactly. I mean, it was one of them days that I thought he was, if there is a race and certainty in racing, I thought he was one. You know, the track would suit him, I thought, and everything. I thought the whole thing would suit him, and There we go, pulled up.
And Gordon, today with the performance beaten Barton Bank again, obviously retains lots of ability. How happy was Richard with his performance through the race?
Very happy with the performance through the race. It was just the finishing job again. He was always travelling well, jumping well. Absolutely delighted with him. Okay, he's blown up a little bit. I thought he probably would. This is why we sat in a little bit and hung on. That was our plan, and our plan was to come at the ditch, what Richard did. And everything worked out well, but we just tied up a little bit, didn't we? And Richard said he blew a bit. And we're all now beginning to, you know, we all know he's maybe a better 2.5 mile horse than he could maybe take on the best in the world at 2.5, you know.
And you know what we journalists are like, we've had one plan, but we want to know the next plan. Is it still the King George?
Oh yes, that's his main programme, you know, up to Christmas, but we're maybe we might leave Adoc out, you know, and go to the Peterborough and let him go over 2.5 and see how he would like that. And then I know my plans for him in the spring.
Well, it looks like Channel 4 is going to be following you around because we're at Huntingdon and we're at Kemp.